Hi everyone, it's another My Man Friday, and a special one at that because it falls on the 5th of November. Following the seemingly consensual theme this week, themes should after all always be consensual. I've decided to forego impersonating another member of the group, which is sad because I really look forward to being Bill Mary this week. Who wouldn't look forward to being Phil Mary for a week? And instead I'm going to follow Amber's lead, and I'm going to talk a little bit about just how I met each member of the group and, well, what you all mean to me. I met Teresa first out of the group because, well, she was a sophomore at Houghton when I came in as a freshman. And I remember, there was really no one there I knew other than my sister and a couple of people I'd met beforehand at like orientation. But I was just trying to find my way and all that, and there were a couple of people who kind of reached out to me and brought me into their circle of friends, and one of them happened to be Teresa. There was a group of people called the Plateauers. I'm getting nostalgic just talking about it. There used to be in the campus center at Houghton those plateaus, the flat areas that were raised up above the rest of it at either end of the campus center, and they took those out after my freshman year. But I'll always remember the Plateauers, a group of people that would just kind of hang around down there all the time, and I was one of them. But yeah, Teresa sort of brought me into that group a bit, and yeah, it was really nice just to have people who just reach out to you like that and bring you in. I remember actually sitting on the plateau one time and watching a movie with Teresa. I don't remember what the movie was. Teresa, maybe you can remember. I remember it was a really lame chick flick, nothing that I would have watched on my own, but just because you were like sitting there watching it and everybody was sitting around, it was just, I felt like, oh yeah, hey, I'm just going to hang out with these people, and Teresa was, yeah, just very like, come on, hang out, have a good time. So it was nice. It was really cool. But let's see, what else do you remember? I remember geology classes. This was actually very recently. This was junior year for me, I think. Yeah, it's senior year for Teresa. We were both in the same geology class. Megan was in that one too, and Joe Covey. And it would be me, Teresa, and Joe sitting in the back on our internet, just IMing each other. Usually pretty dirty or vulgar things connected with whatever was going on, the lesson. We just kind of minorly pay attention. Sometimes it had nothing to do with it at all. We were just making jokes back and forth to each other or whatever. Every once in a while, Megan kicking me under the chair. That was a good time. A very good time. And memories of hanging out with Teresa actually also leads me into the next bit. How I met Savy and Bill Mary. I met them at the Shen Bonfire, which was on my sophomore year, and it was their freshman year. The Shen Bonfire always happens at the beginning of every year, sort of like a mixer, just, get to know everybody, and that's what I did, is I went out and got to know people, because I had just started dating Megan a little while before that, but that semester she went on a trip to the Adirondacks, and studied abroad for that whole time, so we were apart for then, and not only did she leave, but also Tom and Mary and Peter and all them that I was really close to, so I had nobody, and I just really needed to make some new friends, and I went to the Shen Bonfire, and I met Savy and Bill Mary there, and I believe it was Matt Stein that introduced us. I have to have that one backed up by Savy or Bill Mary, if you can remember. I think he was the one who introduced us, and we just started talking about stuff right away. Savy, I remember, was very impressive because we started talking about something like obscure animes or movies or something like that, but I realized that no matter what I mentioned, she had seen it, and then some. And so I was like, oh gosh, a fellow enthusiast of all these different kinds of things, and it was everything too. It wasn't just movies, animes, it was books, it was everything I could think of. Savvy was also a fan of, and thought that was really cool. and I remember hanging out with the two of them for quite a while, and then we went up. It was on the ski hill, I think. Yeah, and we found Teresa up there, and I remember that was when she. Well, yeah, that was when you guys all first met, and I remember Teresa. Didn't you say something about it's the second year in a row she's met a Lopez on the ski hill at the beginning of the year, because it had been Dave Lopez just the year before. Oh man, I haven't seen him since that year, actually. He only came the one year to Houghton, didn't he? Fun times. Well, yeah, so I guess that was how I met Savy and Vilmary, and for the rest of that semester I hung out with them quite a bit. Them and Angela and Amber, all four of you. Yeah, they sort of became my new group, new circle of friends once Megan and Tom and Mary and all them had left. So yeah, that was really nice to have you guys around. And finally, how I met Amber. She already told you this story, actually, so it would be kind of pointless to reiterate the whole story, but I can tell you from my point of view what happened. I was in my room, and as I said, I was very bored, very lonely, because I had no friends. They had all left me, and it was shortly after I had met Savy and Vilmary at the Shen bonfire. I think it was actually the next day. I had met Angela before that, but for the life of me, I can't actually think where it was that I first met her, or who introduced us, or whatever, how that happened. So I knew the three of them. I didn't yet know Amber, but I saw them all walking over towards the dorm, as I found out later to cheer up Alan. And I saw that Amber was in the dress from the Renaissance Festival, this costume, and the others were all carrying wooden swords, and that was two of my big interests right there. You know, I just worked for my second year at the Sterling Renaissance Festival. I was already moving up the ranks over there, and so, you know, seeing somebody else in a Renaissance Festival costume, that was pretty exciting. And all the wooden swords and stuff, I had a pretty good collection myself at that point, and I think it was shortly thereafter we started that group, HUMAG, the Houghton Western Martial Arts Guild, teaching people how to fight with swords. But anyway, that's another story for another time. But yeah, I saw them out the window, and so I came out to start talking, and that was when I first met Amber, and I thought that she was dang cool. Mostly because she was, you know, wearing that dress and swinging a sword around, but, you know. Yeah, but then we got to talking later on, and I got to meet her, you know, and get to know her a little bit better. And it was Shakespeare that year. My sister Brianna directed with Heather Hale, and two of the most amazing people in the world, by the way. And they directed The Merchant of Venice, and I convinced Amber to come and try out. I got part of Shylock that year, and she got Jessica, so she was my daughter. And that was kind of fun. Actually, no, scratch kind of. That was really fun. We only had one scene together, though, because there's only that one scene where the two of them are on stage at the same time, but it was still fun nonetheless. And I think Amber taught us a lot of theater games that time around. Yeah, that were really cool. And yeah, just that whole semester, I think I got to know Amber a little better all the time, and yeah, it really helped me, you know, being so lonely and away from Megan and all the other friends that I had, to know that there was someone else around, you know, who I could connect to and who I could just spend some important time with. Yeah, and I spent a lot of time with Amber along with the group. You know, it's her and Angela and Savy, Vilmary. Alan hung out with us a bit back then, but he's a little bit more reclusive now. I was trying to think who else was involved in our little circle. There's a lot of people that didn't stay beyond that year. But yeah, it was a lot of fun times. I remember a lot of walks down to China Star or wherever just to hang out, get some food, do some stuff, whatever. It's a great way to blow off work. It really was. I also remember me and Amber running for the directorship for the next semester after Merchant of Venice. We wanted to do, what was the play? It was Taming the Shrew, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. Um, and Amber just got right into that right away. Started drawing costumes, ideas, and like stage setups, and you know, I had barely thought about what kind of actors I was looking for, and like I hadn't put much thought into it at all, actually, only just a very little bit. And she came down to meet with me at the campus center, and she had like a folder full, like a binder of just drawings, sketches, notes, and things written down, and just having that much enthusiasm was amazing. We didn't win the bid, sad to say, but it was a very nice experience. And I did eventually get to direct, after all, at Houghton, but I wish that Amber had been around to be able to do a little bit more with our group and all that, because it was after that that last second semester that she left Houghton, and yeah, never came back. But yeah, I was very sad at the time to lose such a a wonderful friend from the campus. But we've kept in touch, so it's been all right. I had to set the camera down for this last bit. Well, I just want to say to all of you, just how much you mean to me and how special you all are. Just some of my dearest and most precious memories, I think, were made during particularly that year that we were all together. And just throughout that year and the years since then, you guys have been very, very dear to me, and provided a lot of support, a lot of comfort when I needed it the most. Amber, Savy, and Bill, particularly, and Angela, if you're watching, the four of you really made that semester away from Megan bearable and livable, because I had such wonderful and close friends right nearby. From the bottom of my heart, I love you all, each and every one of you. Pum.